Canceling of U.S. aid funds could result in the death of millions of people across the globe. 10 shops destroyed during a fire at the Ocho Rios Market. PNP filed a lawsuit to stop Portmore from becoming Jamaica's 15th parish. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A Jamaican U.S. based attorney is challenging a claim by U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance that green card holders don't have indefinite rights to be in that country. Mr. Vance made the comments in an interview with Fox News in the context of the arrest of a former student activist who led a pro-Palestinian protest at Columbia University last year. The student, who was a green card holder, is married to a U.S. citizen. Florida-based Jamaican attorney Sachel Gray, speaking Monday on Radio Jamaica Beyond the Headlines, said a green card grants individual lawful permanent resident status in the United States, which, according to her, means exactly what the word implies. The World Health Organization chief on Monday urged Washington to reconsider its sharp cuts to global health funding, warning that the sudden halt threatened millions of lives. Tedros Adhanom warned that disruptions to global HIV programs alone could lead to more than 10 million additional cases of HIV and 3 million HIV-related deaths, and is asking the U.S. to reconsider its support for global health, he told reporters. The years-long battle against a long line of disease from HIV to measles to polio would suffer immensely, he said. And over the last 2 decades, the United States has been the largest bilateral donor to the fight against malaria, helping to prevent an estimated 2.2 billion cases and 12.7 million deaths, he said. If disruption continues, we could see an additional 15 million cases of malaria and 107,000 deaths this year alone, which will reverse 15 years of progress. The halt to nearly all funding for the U.S. anti-HIV initiative called PEPFAR had already caused an immediate stop to service for HIV treatment, testing, and prevention in more than 50 countries, Tedros said. He said 8 countries will run out of medicine in the coming months. The U.S. administration, meanwhile, is going to cause millions of people to die, but remember that this is going to end up here in the U.S. as well. When AIDS started, they think it was only going to be an African disease. Then it hit America like a bomb. Also, when COVID-19 started, they think it was only going to be in Europe, and millions died here in the United States. Here it is. What goes around comes around. We just might be welcoming tuberculosis again, AIDS, and COVID, probably a new strain called 2025, into the US all over again, so millions of people can die in the US as well. 10 shops were destroyed during a fire at the Ocho Rios Market in St. Anne on Sunday. The fire, which started sometime before 5 p.m., is suspected to have been caused by an electrical short circuit. The shops were located at the rear of the market where agricultural produce is sold. A team from the Ocho Rios Fire Department managed to extinguish the blaze. No one was injured as a result of the fire. Meanwhile, Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Michael Belnavis, said an assessment of the damage will be done. The opposition People's National Party has followed through on its threat to take legal action to prevent the government from pushing ahead with making Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish. Opposition leader Mark Golding disclosed on Tuesday that the PNP has filed a suit in the Constitutional Court to strike down the legislation granting parish status to Portmore, the most populous residential community in the English-speaking Caribbean. He made the disclosure during his contribution to the 2025-26 budget debate in the House of Representatives, and the bill to make Portmore a parish has been approved by both Houses of Parliament but cannot be enacted until it receives the Governor General's assent and is gazetted. Jamaica could see a significant decrease in murders by the end of 2025, with Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang placing that figure below 800 homicides. Chang was, however, quick to note that the sub-800 figure is not an official target that has been set by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And with the murder rate showing positive signs since the start of the year, he said this constabulary now has no need to impose extraordinary measures like state of emergency, but rather is focused on pursuing the criminals with evidence. He said the projected 800 murders for 2025 is a crucial number as crime experts have conducted an in-depth analysis of the nation's security landscape and developed strategies to drive murders below 800. The Deputy Prime Minister said murders are down 31.2% nationally as of Friday last. Jamaica recorded 47 murders in February, which was the lowest monthly figure in 25 years. The country also saw a notable decline in murders in 2024, recording 1,141 cases, which represent 252 case drop from the 1,393 homicides that were reported in 2023. On to sports, Jamaica Football Federation General Secretary Dennis Chung said that the presence on the island of one of football's greatest icons, Lionel Messi, has left a lasting impact on Jamaica's football scene. And this follows Inter Miami's 2-0 win over Cavalier in the CONCACAF Champions round of 16 at the National Stadium last Thursday. The match, which drew a crowd of over 35,000 spectators, is being hailed as the biggest club game in Jamaica's history. Luis Suarez and Messi were the goal scorers for Inter Miami, who have now advanced to the quarterfinals. Cavalier also lost the first leg 2-0 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a week earlier. Chung says the momentum generated by the game has also sparked optimism about the future of football in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean region. Another Englishman has joined the Reggae Boys squad. Paul Simpson has been appointed assistant coach. The English-born Paul Simpson brings a wealth of experience to the role, having previously led England to the Under-17 FIFA World Cup title in 2017. Dennis Chung, General Secretary of the JFF, also emphasized Simpson's success at the youth level and how it will benefit the team, particularly the younger players in the squad. The other members of the Steve McLaren-led Reggae Boys coaching staff are Trevor Sinclair, Meron Gordon, and Richard Hartis. And if you missed the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. And when we do uploads, you'll be the first to get it. That's news and sports. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.